There's so much insanity. Sometimes it's comical and sometimes it's just heartbreaking. It's very clear here when suffering arises because it's simple. It's just there's no space to be present. And of course, that can be oversimplified, taken the wrong way, that I just have to live a monastery life or live a slow life or live a celibate life or live a devotional life in a certain kind of particular way. That actually there's no misunderstanding here that there can't be space in movement, in pain, in whatever the life experience arising calls for. There's no conditions on what that looks like. And there's some loud folks in the building. Yeah, just give me a moment because the space feels really good right now. The space to be quiet, the space to be not doing, not busy, not performing. It's such a paradoxical journey participating in life and knowing oneself to be beyond all of the participation. And to participate in life right now, compared to any other moment in my life, of what's been seen here, at least how it's remembered. It feels so much insanity, so much content. I'm so sick of content. Of positions, of stories, of identities, of modalities, philosophies, of solutions. So sick of the strategies we implement to avoid just this presence. The being that we are, that's so not complicated, that ways that we complicate it. And not to say that like all modalities or teachings or ideas are wrong, but we don't need that many. And at any given moment, we only have the capacity to take in, very little for really being awake and honest. Like, we don't have that much room to consciously engage with content or something to be consumed. And so it feels like this kind of shoving down the throat of understanding and chat GPTing and doing, getting, understanding, strategizing. I'm so sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. I'm not supposed to say that in a therapeutic setting where modalities, yeah, they come into play, and there's different tools that are actually helpful at different times, but they're just a tool, like aiding the human. The human is the factor, the aliveness, the presence. I mean, really, it's the tools aiding the presence. It's kind of chipping away at the things that might seem to obscure it. But I could care less about. I'm not going to name anything because then it's like I'm taking a position about something. All suffering comes from not being present, not being here. It's that simple. And there's just so much insanity how difficult it can be to really be present and being invited into that. Seemingly everything is stealing that, trying to steal that from us. Let me give you a position to take on. Let me help you manage this. Let me help you avoid that. Let me help you be a little bit more comfortable. Let me help you find security to be this solid thing. Let me give you an identity, a nationality, an escape card, a position against the bad ones that escape hatch towards freedom as one permanent thing. Like, oh, the doorway to the stories in the past that really solidify where we are right now, whether it's heaven or hell. Like, there's the doorway that's going to give you the answer. I'm so fucking sick of all of these escape routes from presence. There's anger here because it's been seeping in of the nature of this life here, which is to provide for my children and work and live in the world in an integrated way and do healing and processing and supporting others. Like, this life is very integrated into those patterns. And there's an awareness that I have so much to learn from not separating from any of it in a certain sense, and from honoring the natural boundary that comes up. And the natural boundary here is clearer and clearer, and so surprisingly quickly violated in these current circumstances. And I don't have the answers to how to solve that. But I do have the fire to say no, no. To feel what it's like to step into connection with others in an undefended way, in a soft, like, real way. Maybe there's humor, maybe there's some grief, maybe there's some playfulness, maybe there's some quiet. I know that it's very rare. I tell you, it's very rare and less cultivated, which is what constantly the alive energy here, when there is the energy, given the taxing facets of our life right now, there's only so much that can happen. And it's okay. But some of the insanity feels just how set up we are to exploit life, exploit the birthright of life, to just be here, to be unfolding, to play itself out, to love, to make contact, to breathe, and to lose, and to fight, and to befriend, and tend, and pass, and move on to something else so simple. And yet, how we are expected to we're conditioned, and seemingly so much more right now because there's so much content. There's so many agendas. There's so many agendas. It's insanity when you start to see. It's not that any of them are bad people or bad ideas or bad or wrong, but it's just the volume of capacity to distract and the facility of the tools that we have. As if our mind wasn't powerful enough of a reflector, we have this adjunct to our mind to plug into. Like, how unsafe it can feel to step into relation with others, and to know and to receive and to realize the instructions of exploitation. Like, okay, how are you going to achieve something right now? How are you going to make me feel better? How are you going to prove your worth? How are you going to take my side or take someone else's side? How are you going to all of those? How are you going to escape this moment and find another seemingly solid thing to hold on to so that I can relate to you? How can I feed you with another like philosophy or idea or whatever it might be? How can we escape this moment together? It's like the nervous system can be primed to be exploited. I mean, I'm saying exploited. It feels like a robbing of capacity to be present, and it's not anyone's fault. It's not the other person's fault. It's not the society's fault. It's the pattern. It doesn't mean that it's stronger or more true or will ever be more true, that those stories will ever be more true than this. Like, that's the fear that they will take over the chat GPTs of the world, and the politics of the world and the war of the world will win, so to speak. There's no winning or losing, but it's the insanity of thinking that there could be sides to take, thinking that there's ever anywhere else to go. I'm probably not supposed to say that word. It's insanity. It's delusional. There's nowhere else. These have always been distractions from this moment. This moment has always been the vessel, and the vehicle for life. So sometimes our anger arises just like too much, too much. This little bird chirping. And as the seemingly more prevalent distractions or agendas or ideas or identities seemingly become bigger and take up more space and hijack more, as the asleepness, the distance from just this moment seems to really swallow us up. If that's alive in the moment, if the moment is felt in that dark shroud, like, be with the darkness. Like that Wendell Berry poem that I it's on my desk. It continues to surprise me how alive it feels when I look at it. But to know the darkness go dark, go without light. And I don't remember the exact words, but we will find that the darkness sings and blooms too, with dark feet and dark wings. So it's meeting the darkness, not having an agenda about it, but really in this live moment when this darkness isn't colored by avoidance or agenda or controlling or managing, like, and the cleanness of it is felt exactly as it is. That is a fundamentally different experience than unconsciously writing it, having expectations, leaning into it with agenda, even the agenda of nihilism. No, feel it. Like, wake up to it. Because it's always just this. And even if none of these words made sense or make sense, and this feels like another agenda or another story, which maybe it is, if you're listening to it out of obligation or distraction, but if it's alive, none of it really needs to be held on to other than what's here right now. And is there a remembrance of that, the most important thing?